Hello students, welcome to online classes of Geography of class 10. This is my 7th class of your chapter number 5, Minerals and Energy Resources. Now today it's a question answer session class. I'll discuss the answers of your NCERT questions and then I'm going to proceed with the discussion of the CBSE board questions. Now let us proceed with the discussion of the NCERT question. Now the first one is, which one of the following mineral is formed by the decomposition of the rocks leaving a residual mass of weathered mineral? So the answer is bauxite. The answer is bauxite. Koderma in Jharkhand is the leading producer of which one of the following mineral? It is mica. Answer is mica. Minerals are deposited and accumulated in the stratas of which of the following rocks? Answer is sedimentary rocks. Answer is sedimentary rocks. Now next, which one of the following mineral is concentrated in monazite sand? That is thorium. Thorium is there in the monazite sand. Now next, answer in about 30 words. Distinguish between ferrous and non-ferrous. Between ferrous and non-ferrous. Now ferrous and non-ferrous minerals, it is basic one that having that is the content iron, the another one that does not contain iron. First point. Second, which one will be much more heavier and denser? Obviously, which one? The one which is having more iron content, that is more heavier and denser compared to the non-ferrous minerals. And number 3, which one is corrosive? Ferrous minerals are corrosive and non-ferrous minerals are non-corrosive. So here we get the 3 points of difference. Conventional and non-conventional sources of energy resources, it's already there in your notes. You just follow the note. What is a mineral? The definition: mineral is a naturally occurring homogeneous substance which is having a definite chemical composition and a physical structure. How are minerals found in igneous and how are minerals found in igneous and metamorphic rocks? The minerals which are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks they are found in the veins and the lodes of the rocks in a form of veins and lodes. When the molten matter ejected out through the cracks, either when it is the less quantity, it is the veins of the mineral, and when it is accumulated in a more quantity in the crevices or in the gap, it is termed as lodes of the mineral. And the mineral type which is found on the minerals which are found in this occurrence is basically the copper is there, tin is there, zinc is there, lead is there. These are some of the common minerals which are found in the veins and the lodes. Now why do we need to conserve mineral resource? Answer is already given, because mineral is a very important part of our life. Without mineral, it is very difficult to continue the rate of economic development. Secondly, most of them are exhaustible in nature. Number 3, our rate of consumption is quite high than the rate of replenishment, and every sector of the society, of the country or the economy depends upon mineral. So just for accelerating the rate of economic development, we need to conserve the mineral resources. Everything is given in the previous slide, so just follow the slide. Describe the distribution of coal in India. We are having 2 rock series of the coal distribution: Gondwana, which is 200 million years of age, and Tertiary, which is just 55 million years of age. Now within these 2 rock series, Gondwana is having that is the harder coal, means the bituminous category of the coal, and the soft coal is there in the tertiary, that is the tertiary age group. And the Gondwana coal is basically considered as a metallurgical coal, which is not the case for the tertiary coals. and that is the bituminous and mainly the lignite type of the coal is found over here, and there we are having the bituminous, but the quantum of the bituminous is very little. Now next, why do you think that solar energy has a bright future in India? Now we all know India is a tropical country, and when it is a tropical country, that means there is an abundant availability of sunshine throughout the year. So first reason is because of we are having the abundance of sunlight. Second, the photovoltaic technology is available, which converts the sunlight directly into electricity. Now the facility or the technology of the photovoltaic cell is found in our country, or it is present in our country. So that makes possible to convert the solar radiation into electricity. And number 3, it is becoming very much popular in the remote area, that means in the rural areas. Why? Because it minimizes the dependency of the rural areas or of the villages on the firewood and cow dung. Now when it is reducing the dependency on the firewood, that means the deforestation is not there, and cow dung, rather cow dung can be used as a manure for the agricultural plot. And one more point we can add up, that it will contribute to the environmental conservation, and even it can help to enhance the quality of the manure for the agriculture. That's what I said in the previous point. So these are the reasons why India has a bright future in solar energy. Now next it is I am having a board questions with it 2008. Just a minute, let me check out. I am missing any question? No, all the questions of the NCERT is being covered. The CBSE board questions, I am starting it from 2008. Explain 4 advantages and advantages of non-conventional sources of energy over conventional sources of energy. Now the advantages is already been there, that non-conventional sources of energy are renewable. They are renewable. Secondly, they are cheap. They are eco-friendly. Then they are cheap. They are eco-friendly. Then they are abundant, means ubiquitous. They are spread out in a vast area, so they are ubiquitous, and it can satisfy needs of both the society, whether it is a rural society or whether it is a urban society. It is able to fulfill because it is comparatively cheaper. Now suggest the measures for conservation of energy resources. Energy resources measures of conservation already been discussed in the previous class, that sustainable use is there, then judicious utilization and sustainable, that is the same thing. Then it comes switching off the electricity whenever it is not needed, opting for the public transport rather opting for the private transport. I discussed in the previous class also, just follow the video or the notes. Which is the most abundantly available fossil fuel in India? That is coal. And what are its 3 main forms? The 3 main forms: lignite, bituminous and anthracite. And write the main features of it. You have to mention that lignite is a brown coal, and what is the content of the carbon. Then for the bituminous, which is considered as a metallurgical coal, what is the content of the carbon, and the hardest coal, that is the anthracite, what is the content of the carbon. This will be there to complete your answer. Now next it is, why is conservation of mineral resources why is conservation of mineral resources essential? Why is conservation of mineral resources essential? Explain any 2 steps of conserving minerals. Now conservation, just now I discussed in the exercise part, that why it is essential. Now the 2 steps of conserving minerals, that developing the techniques or modernizing the techniques of mining activities that will reduce the wastage, that is one. And number 2, to find out the alternatives or the substitute of the exhaustible minerals. Okay, to find out the alternatives or the substitutes of the exhaustible minerals will be the 2 steps. Now the next, 2009, Kudarmukh is an important mine of which state? Kudarmukh is an important mine of state of Karnataka. Moran Hugrijan is famous for what? It is famous for oil fields or petroleum reserves. Which state has the largest wind farm cluster? Tamil Nadu is having the largest wind farm cluster. Which is the largest producing state of manganese and copper? The largest producing state of manganese and copper, it's as per 2016 and 17 is already been given over there in your previous slide of manganese and copper. I think it is Odisha and it is that is Rajasthan. For copper it is Rajasthan, and for manganese it is Madhya Pradesh. Maybe Madhya Pradesh or Odisha. I am a bit confused because the 2000 as per 2016-17 there is a bit change of the state. Please follow the video thoroughly, you will get the answer, it is already there. Now next, 2010, minerals are an indispensable part of our life. Support the statement with suitable example. Now importance of mineral, just now I discussed about it, why we considered as an indispensable part of life, because first of all it is not only there for our economic development, it is there for the human development too. If we are consuming 99% of the food stuff and without 1% of the mineral intake is not there, then we will be unable to survive in a better order without any sort of diseases. So for our human development also mineral intake is very much important. Number 2, it is very much important for our economic development, and number 3, it provides us lots of usable and valuable products to fulfill our needs, to satisfy our needs. Next question, name the fossil fuel which is considered as environment friendly, that is natural gas. Kodarma Gaya Hazaribagh belt of Jharkhand is a leading producer of which mineral, that is mica. 2011, name the use of petroleum as an energy resource and as an industrial resource. Now first of all, energy resource means petroleum as an energy resource. Petroleum as an energy resource means we are using the petroleum for the that is for our vehicles, for running our machineries, for that is for the manufacturing industries, and even we are using it for lighting, for the lubricants of the machineries, and as a raw material it is acting as a nodal industry for synthetic industry or the synthetic textile industry, for the fertilizer industry, and for multiple petrochemical industries like that of chemical industries. We can term it as a petrochemical industries or other chemical industries. So these in these industries it acts as a raw material. Now next, why is coal called the most important source of energy even today in India? Now why it is considered so? The 3 reasons. First of all, it is easily available. Number 1, availability is very much easy. Number 2, abundance is there. It's the quantity is huge. And number 3, it is comparatively easy to use it. Usability, availability and abundance are the 3 points that why still in our country the coal is used as an important source of energy. Number 1 is availability, number 2 is means easy to gather, number 2 the quantity is huge, and number 3 the mode of use is quite easy to use. Minerals are unevenly distributed in India. Explain with 3 examples. Now it's a very good question. There are basically 3 pockets in the entire country. We are having one pocket in the eastern and the northeastern belt of mineral. Number 2, we are having the southwestern part, that is the Karnataka region, where there is one pocket of mineral belt. And number 3, we are having in that Dharwar region of the Rajasthan, where we are getting one, that is the western part of the mineral belt of our country. Now minerals are unevenly distributed. Let us move to the northeastern part where we are having the maximum deposit of the oil fields, that is the petroleum reserve. So over there minerals are basically related to the liquid, and even we are having coal and iron ore present over there, that is present over there. In the Chota Nagpur region, that is the eastern belt, the metallurgical minerals are mainly present. Means the industries which is solid like iron ore, manganese, then comes the that is other minerals are also present related to that, like non-metallic minerals are also there, like limestone is present over there. If we move to the western part, the non-metallic minerals, mica, copper, all these are even the non-ferrous mineral copper is having much more importance. If we move to the southwestern part of our country, over there we will get maximum deposition of ferrous minerals, that is metallic minerals. So in this way everywhere we cannot find all the types of the minerals. So that is why we term it that we used to say that minerals are unevenly distributed in India. I have given many examples, you just write the answers following the video. Now next, 2012, mention any three major iron ore belts of India, write any three characteristics of the southernmost iron ore belt. Now the three important belts, number 1 Odisha Jharkhand belt, number 2 Chhattisgarh Durg Bastar belt, that is Chandrapur belt, and number 3 Bellary Chikmagalur Chitradurga Tumkur belt. These are the three important major belts. Ratnagiri Maharashtra, the Goa Maharashtra belt is not so very important. These are the three major important belts. Now what is the specific characteristic? Three characteristics of the southern. Now three specific characteristic is number 1, it is a 100% export unit. Number 2, it is one of the largest deposit. We are having the largest deposit, one of the largest deposit in the world. And number 3, the iron ore that is extracted over there is transported through in a form of a slurry through pipeline to the port. So these are the three characteristics of the southern iron ore belt of our country. Now, how is solar energy becoming popular in rural and remote areas of India? Explain. Now, as I already mentioned about the solar energy in the previous, again I am explaining that solar energy has able to minimize the dependency of the rural household on the firewood and the cow dung cakes. Then it contributes to the conservation of the environment, and then it also provide adequate supply of manure for the agricultural purposes. Differentiate between conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Just follow the notes, it's already been given nicely in the note, and produce your answer. Next, 2013. India is referred as a superpower in the world for which non-conventional sources of energy, that is wind power. Answer is wind power. Why is it necessary to conserve mineral resource? It's just a repetition. Now the next question that is there, differentiate between metallic and non-metallic minerals with example. Now metallic minerals means the minerals from which metals are extracted, and non-metallic from which that doesn't consist metals. Metallic minerals are malleable and ductile, whereas which is not there for the non-metallic one. And metallic minerals are basically associated with igneous and metamorphic rocks, whereas non-metallics are associated with sedimentary rocks. Now the best example for the metallic minerals are iron, copper, manganese, and non-metallic minerals we can say for salt, sulfur, potash, these are non-metallic minerals. Now which state is the largest producer of manganese in India? Mention any 4 uses of it. It is given in your previous PDF. Just follow the PDF and produce the answer. 2014. Why is energy required for all activities? How can energy be generated? Now energy is required for all activities because without energy, not a single activity can be performed. First of all, for cultivation, if we are not getting the energy, then the running of, that is the working of the implements or the irrigational facilities will be unable to do the, they will be unable to give the results. That is related to the first part. Secondary activities will be unable to transform the raw material into a finished product if energy is not there. And third one, that is related to the tertiary sector, if there is no energy, then the produced products will not be able to circulate throughout the areas or throughout the country. So energy is required for all the activities. And how energy can be generated? Energy can be generated by using the conventional sources like coal, petroleum, natural gas, and by using non-conventional resources like alteration of the atom for the nuclear energy, from the taping out of the solar radiation, that is through photovoltaic cell, then through the turbines of the wind farms, then we can get the energy from the bio gases, that is from the biomass or the biogas, from the that is decomposition of the animal waste or the vegetative waste. Then from the earth's interior we are able to generate out the energy, and even taping out the high tides we can generate out the energy. So you have to produce your answer in this order. Now name the non-metallic mineral which can split into thin sheets, that is mica, and mention its uses. It is used in electrical and electronic industry, it is used in for glass making, and even it is being used in mica is used for in the, what we can say, first it is electrical and electronic industry, second it is used for making the glasses, and third it is basically used for even it is let me just get the thing, it is used for what we can say, for various making of the various articrafts, like we can make the porcelain potteries. For making the various types of articrafts we can use the mica. Now next it is classify energy, the previous question, the distribution of the mark is 1 plus 2, so you can mention any two uses. Classify energy resources into two categories and give two examples of each category. A very simple question, conventional and non-conventional, and you can give the examples. Explain any three factors affecting the economic viability of a reserve of mineral. Now economic viability of a reserve of mineral, the three economic factor, number one is the ease of extraction, number two the concentration of the mineral in a ore, and number three the that is nearness to the market or demand in the market, are the three economic factors that is basically having a viability of reserve of mineral. Now next, 2015, how can solar energy solve the energy problem to some extent in India? Because already it is a repeated question, answer will be the same. It can solve the problem because solar energy is basically there to use for cooking purpose, for heating of the various products. So like sterilizing of the milk cans, it can be used. So if we are using the solar energy, it will reduce the dependency for cooking, for the, that is firewood. Then somewhere it is there for the cow dung they are using for cooking, that will be, the dependency will not be there, and rather it will be used to cook the food within the entire stretch of the day without spending a huge amount. So it will, because it is cheaper, so it can reduce the, it can solve the problems of the energy in India, specifically for the rural areas. Now, which is the most abundantly available fossil fuel? Already I discussed. Assess the importance of its different forms. Please, it is already given in the PDF. Just follow the PDF and produce the answer. Now, why should the use of cattle cake as a fuel should be discouraged? Because when we are burning the cattle cake, it basically produces poisonous gases, and if it produces poisonous gases, specifically the methane gas is there, somewhere it is carbon dioxide is also there. So when it produces that is poisonous gases, it will pollute the environment, it will affect the health of the domestic family members, and then it will just create a that is a imbalance of the environmental condition. So we have to discourage the use of the cattle cake. Suggest and explain any 3 measures to solve the burning problem of the energy conservation. So already the measures has been given, that what are the things that we have to do. First of all, we have to switch over from the conventional to the non-conventional. Then we have to have given so many points. We have to think for the judicious utilization, and then we have to create a less power plant. That means we have to be very much optimum utilization should be there, so that the less power plants will be developed, or we have to create more positive impacts to reduce the burning problem of the energy crisis. Now 2016, what is the importance of aluminium metal? Now the basic importance of aluminium metal, that it is resistant to corrosion. That is the basic importance of aluminium metal. So it can be used everywhere. It is not having any sort of restriction with the climatic condition. How are gobar gas plant beneficial to the farmer? Now the gobar gas plants are beneficial to the farmer because after the biogas is generated, the slurry that is left out act as a manure for their agricultural activities. So it is beneficial to the farmer. 2017, why is it necessary to conserve mineral resource? 4 ways of conservation. It's just a repetition of the question. 2018 there was no question, 2019 there was no question from this chapter. Now the present year 2020, the short questions were there. Coal and petroleum are the dash sources of energy, that is conventional sources of energy. In which state bauxite mines are bauxite mines are located? The state in which the bauxite mine is basically located is there are many states, but you have to first name the important one. The bauxite mine that is located, it is in Odisha, and then comes Amarkantak, that is Madhya Pradesh. So bauxite mine is the first one is Odisha, and then comes Madhya Pradesh. Now gobar gas plant provide twin benefits to the farmer in form of number 1 energy and number 2 manure. Okay, in form of what? Number 1, it is in a form of energy, supplying energy, and number 2 in a form of that is manure. So these are the questions that is there for your CBSE board questions. Now if you see that the PDF that I have already uploaded or the PPT that I have given, and you have copied down all the notes, so just do one thing, beside the topic write the questions that is coming in these previous years. So while you are preparing your answers, you will come to know that which topic was there for the board questions. So if we see for the last 3 years, this chapter was not there for 3 or 5 mark question. That means for this year it is important for. So the last 3 years all these important questions were not there, that is for 3 and 5 marks. So for this year the chapter is very important for 3 and 5 mark questions. So just prepare your questions in that order. Thank you for following my today's class, and whatever doubts you people are facing, I am going to conduct the live class. Keep your doubts ready with you. I'll inform the day and the time of the live class. On that period, I am going to clarify all your doubts. Thank you for following my class. Have a nice day.